Hi, how you doing everyone? I hope you're doing well. For me, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, we are going to focus on the new tense, past simple tense. But as I have already told you, before going to study why and when do we use the past simple, one thing you have to know first is how to form the three of past simple forms. Positive, negative, and question. And also spelling rule. Understand? Now, let's go. We form positive sentence of the past simple by using subject plus verb to. Verb to means past simple verb. So past simple verb is the verb we use in the second column. Sometimes you call verb to. Because there is some of the grammar rule, grammar book. It's a past simple verb, or sometimes all the students just remember verb 2, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, okay? But in fact, verb 1 we use as the base verb. Verb 2 use as past simple verb. And verb 3 use as past participle. But in order to make it easier for the students, they have noted verb 1 as the base verb, verb 2 as the past simple verb, and verb 3 as the past participle. But don't worry about that. Even you know verb 1, even you say base verb, it's okay, no problem. You understand what I mean? The right thing is you have done the right form. Right? So now let's go. Subject plus verb 2 plus object. This is the form of positive. Okay? This is the positive form. Once again, we make the positive form of the past simple by using the subject plus verb 2 plus object. Okay? Now, let's go to the example. You drank too much beer last night. You is a subject. Drink is the verb 2. That's why you need to know the three forms of the verb, three columns of the verb: base verb, the base verb, past simple verb, and then past participle. First column of the verb, second column of the verb, and the third column of the verb. And if you don't remember, if you don't know about the three forms of them, it will be complicated for you to study the form. Okay? When you got free time, try to memorize it at home. You don't need to understand. Memorize it. Right? Now, you drank too much beer last night. The action is drink. So drink is the second verb from base verb or infinitive to drink. Alright? So we do not think about the past participle because past simple verb is not related to the past participle, right? So just think about the first column of the verb, it means base verb, and the second column of the verb, it means verb 2, past simple verb, right? So now let's go. Subject plus verb 2 plus object. You is a subject, right? Drink, from infinitive to drink, right? Too much beer last night. We still not focused about this yet, okay, on this yet, but just focus on the form, right? Okay, now let's go to another one. He is a subject. Received is the past simple of infinitive to receive. For this 10, I would like to remind you once again. For this 10, past simple 10, the verbs you have to know just two columns in that. Okay? Base form of the verb, and past simple verb. Verb 1 and verb 2. Right? Okay, now let's go. He received the message 2 hours ago. He received the message 2 hours ago. So he is the subject. Receive is the past simple verb from infinitive receive. Okay? So this must be very important. You have to know both of the columns. Base verb and past simple verb. Verb 1 or verb 2, right? So, he received the message 2 hours ago. Let's go to the third one. They made delicious coffee for me. They made delicious coffee for me. They is a subject in a sentence. Made is the second verb, second column of the verb or past simple verb from infinitive or from base verb to make. Make and then go to the second one, made. Okay? So try to remember that. They made delicious coffee for me. She danced. Danced. She danced with me, so with you last week. She danced with you last week, right? Danced from infinitive to dance. Dance and then go to the past simple, danced. We add E to the base form of the verb, we have past simple verb or verb 2, right? Last one, we did the great job yesterday. We did the great job yesterday. So did is the past simple, is that? And from infinitive or base verb is to do. So to do and then did, this is the second one, right? To do is the base verb, base form of the verb or infinitive or verb infinitive. And then verb 2 is called past simple verb. So to do and then go to the past simple, did, right? So we say we did the great job yesterday. And now let's move to the negative. Move to the negative. There's some point that you have to remember. There are some points that you have to remember. Now, please have a look. You drank too much beer last night, then when you make it into negative, you have to see the form. You use subject, a subject the same in the front, did plus not plus base verb. So when we change from positive to negative, the verb, like we change, the past verb change into the base verb. Because you have got two words here, did and not together. So this is the negative. When the negative sentence, okay, the verb here is the base verb. It's not the second verb anymore. When we use as the positive sentence, verb must be used as the second column or verb 2, past simple verb. But when you change it to the negative, so there is no more verb 2. Verb 2 change to base verb because that sentence is the negative. Okay? Now let's go. Subject plus did plus not. Here there is not verb 2 anymore, right? Go to verb 1. Base verb and then plus object. So now let's go together. You, in here you say you did. Okay, sorry, you drank. You drank too much beer last night. And when we change it into the negative one, you gotta use you is the same and then follow the rule of that, the form of that. Did is dead, not is here. And then there is no drink anymore. We use drank is only in the past simple form of positive, in the positive form, right? But drink here is not the past simple form anymore. The reason is we have got auxiliary verb did and not, okay, used in this form already. So when we have got did and not used with it, it shows about negative form. The verb cannot be used in the second column anymore. It goes to the base verb. So you cannot say, you did not drink too much beer last night or something like that. You cannot say, you did not drink. Okay? It changed to base verb. That's why I want you to remember two columns of the verb. Base verb form and the second verb form we call past simple verb. You do not just remember only one verb, like second verb, right? You have to remember the base form of the verb and also the second verb, past simple. Okay? So, you did not drink too much. And go to the second example. He received the message 2 hours ago. And then go to negative. He did not receive. There is no D anymore. Go back to the base verb. Okay? Go back to the base verb. We use the second verb in past simple tense is only in the positive form. Once again, we use past simple verb or second verb. So, verb 2, okay, is only in the affirmative form or the positive form. Okay? When we use it into negative form or question form, there is no more second verb. It go back to the base verb. Right? So, he did not receive the message. Okay. Look at that one. Receive, there is no D. But in case that you use one more D, it goes to the second verb. Past simple verb. When you use past simple verb here, it is automatically wrong. Because you use against the form of the negative. Understand? That's why you are wrong. Now, let's go to the third one. They made delicious coffee for me. And then we go to the negative. They, the same rule, the same form, right? Subject did not, right? They did not. Make here is the base verb. You cannot say they did not make. It's absolutely wrong. Completely wrong. Definitely wrong, right? So, they did not make delicious. You cannot say they did not make, right? They did not make delicious, blah, 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 right? Let's go to the fourth one. She danced with you last week. And when we change it into negative, she, subject, stay the same, put in the front. And then you have got to follow the form. This one, did not, okay, did not. And then dance is the first verb, base verb. There is no D, right? In case you put D, you got the problem. This is wrong. This is not right, right? So, she did not dance with you, blah, blah, okay? Another one. We did the great job yesterday. And then go to the negative. We did not, so you cannot use did anymore. Did here is not did here, right? Did this one, this is auxiliary verb, that you form, right? And did here is the second verb of infinitive to do. So when you use negative, there is no more did as a simple verb, right? So it must go back to the base verb, do. Okay? So we say, we did not do the great job, blah, 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 right? We did not do the great job yesterday, right? So let's go to the next one. Now we change positive to question. We form the question sentence of the past simple by using did in the front and then plus subject, all subjects. That's why I don't want to explain you like I, we, you, they, he, she, it. I say all subject. That's why I don't explain it to you about he, she, it, I, we, you, they, right? So the same one. So did and then plus subject plus base verb. As I told you, you use second verb or past simple verb is only in positive sentence. When you use past simple in negative and question sentence, there is no more second verb. There is no more past simple verb. The past simple verb you use in the positive way, positive sentence, go back to the base verb, okay? The base verb. It means to do, to eat, what's that? To drink, something like that, right? Now let's go. Did you, can you say did you drink? Can you say did you drink? You cannot. But if you say like that, everybody can understand. Of course they can understand. And they also know that you are wrong. For writing, you are 100% wrong. But for speaking, you are also 100% wrong. But they can still understand what you say. Example, you ask me, did you drink too much last night? Example, you confused, you forgot to change it. And then you say, did you drink too much beer last night? For me, for myself, I know. Okay? The word drink here is from verb drink, right? But I don't want to say they are wrong, right? I understand what they mean. But when you are writing, it's a big mistake you made. For writing, it's the big mistake you made. Okay? Next. He received the message 2 hours ago. And then we go to the question, did, and then he received, go back to the base form of the verb. No D. Right? So the message, blah, 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 right? Let's go to the third one. They made delicious coffee for me. And when we make it into question, did they, so made, go back to make. Right? To make. Second one, made. But when you use made in the positive, and when we go back to the question or negative, there is no more made. Understand? Only make. Made exists only in positive form of the past simple. But if you use if you use past simple tense in negative or question, there is no more past simple verb. There is no more verb to. Okay? Now, let's go to the next one. She danced with you last week. And then we go to the negative. We go to the question. Did she dance? So there is no D here. Right? Then, and then dance. No D, right? When we put D, everybody can understand. But it is grammatically wrong. Understand? That will give you 0 if you put D here. 0, completely 0. Right? So you have to be careful. Saying is no problem, but writing is the problem. Did she dance with you? Blah, 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 right? And the last one, we did the great job yesterday. And then when we make question, we got did in the front, okay? Did, and then subject, do is from the second verb, did, okay? So did, and then go back to the base verb is do. Do, did, and then past participle, right? So let me remind you once again about how to form the positive, the negative, and the question. We form the positive sentence of the past simple by using subject, and then second verb or verb to is exist. Okay? But when you make it into negative or question of the past participle, verb to doesn't exist anymore. It disappeared. You have all only seen the base verb. Okay? So that's all from me today. For the forms of the past simple use, right? For the form of the past simple. Positive, negative, and question. Please learn at home more in case you still not remember. Don't forget, try your best to do it. Learning grammar is not in the very short time and you can know everything. Learning grammar is like saving the money in the piggy bank. Alright? Learn hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month, years by year. Don't be in a hurry. Quality is much better than quantity. Okay? Lastly, don't forget, help subscribe my Facebook page and also YouTube channel in order to get more video related to the 12 basic English tenses. Bye for now. Hi, how you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, we are going to learn about the exceptional forms of the past simple tense. We have already learned about the normal forms of the past simple tense: affirmative, negative, and question. But now, we still study the three forms of the past simple. But it is not the normal forms. Exceptional form. Are you ready? Please, let's go together. Exceptional forms of the past simple tense. We normally make the question or the negative of the past simple tense by using did as a helping verb. Okay? But today, we don't use did anymore. We no longer use did in the exceptional form. So when you are talking about exceptional form, you don't need to understand. You need to remember. Learn it by heart. Understand? Now, let's go to the first example. You were happy. This is a sentence that used in the past. Were is the part of verb to be. Okay? Was is also the part of verb to be, but it is used in different subject. I, he, she, it, you use was. Okay? We, you, they, you use were as a part of verb to be. So in case you see one of the verb to be, was or were in a sentence, when you want to make it into negative or question, you don't need to use did as the helping verb. Understand? Because what? Because it can make their own form of negative. It can make their own form of question. Was and were. Alright? No need did to use or helping the sentence which have verb to be inside. So once again, in case you have seen in a sentence consists of words or verb, when you want to make from the affirmative sentence to the negative or to the question, you don't need to use did as a helping verb. Because words or verb can make their own negative sentence, can make their own question sentence. So are you clear now? Now let's go. You were happy. So when you make it into the negative, you don't need to use did anymore, as I have told you. So you say you were and then not happy. That's it. You were not happy. Okay? You cannot say you did not happy. No, it's wrong. So you have to remember the exceptional rules or exceptional forms of the past simple tense. Try to remember all the verbs on the board. Words or were, could, would, or should. Right? Now, let's go to the question. Were you happy? Were you happy? You cannot use did. You are happy? You cannot say like that. But as the normal rule, it's the correct one. Okay? As the normal rule, as the normal form, it's the correct one. Alright? But it is not the normal rule. It is an exceptional case. Exceptional forms. Right? So you cannot use did as the helping verb anymore. Because were is the part of verb to be in the sentence. So when you have seen the part of verb to be, was or were in a sentence, when making into the negative or the question, you no need to use did as a helping verb anymore. Because were or was can make their own forms, negative and question. Understand? Alright, let's go. I could swim. So could is one of the exceptional verb. Again, could is one of the exceptional verb. In a sentence, when you have seen the word could, okay, you don't need to use did as the helping verb anymore. When you want to make affirmative to the negative, just add not after could. This is the right form. Because the exceptional form says like that. You don't need to ask me the question why. No, why. You have to follow the forms. Understand? Alright, I hope you understand. Now let's go. I could swim. So could is one of the four verbs on the board as an exceptional verb, right? So when you have seen in a sentence with the verb could, one of them, when you make into question or negative, now let's go to negative first. When you want to make into negative, you only use not after could. This is the correct form of the negative. Past simple. Okay? So you have I could not swim. And when you want to make into question, this is affirmative. I could swim. When you want to make into question, you just move the verb could to put in the front, and then don't forget the question mark. That's one you have question sentence or past simple. Alright? Please be sure we don't see did in this use. 99% of the normal rules we use did as a helping verb to make the positive to the negative, also to make the positive to the question. We use auxiliary verb did or as the helping verb did. But in case that you have seen the 4 verbs on the board, you don't need to use auxiliary verb did or helping verb did anymore. Understand? Because it can help their form into negative or question by itself. Understand? All right? Let's go to the next example. Let's go to the next example. She would go on. Let's go to the negative. She would not go on. So would is one of the 4 exceptional forms, exceptional verb. So would here used as the past simple of infinitive will. Again, will used as the present verb, and then would is used as the past simple. So it can make their own forms. So in a sentence, when you have seen the verb will inside the sentence, you don't need to use did as auxiliary verb or helping verb to make negative or question sentence anymore. Just add not after would to make negative, or just use the verb would in front of the subject to make the question. That sounds easy, isn't it? Now, let's go. She would go on, and then we go to the negative. She would not go on, or you say she wouldn't go on. Like this one, I could not swim, I couldn't swim. Okay? So you weren't happy. So that one, when we short it, when we use 2 verbs, together, it seems quicker than. Understand? Or faster than. For example, I say, she would not. But when we short it, you can have she wouldn't. Okay? I couldn't. Right? I couldn't swim. Sometimes you have heard the pronunciation or the sounds without D and here. It's like couldn't. I couldn't swim. But 90% of the students, they pronounce I couldn't swim or I could not swim. But to be honest with you, the pronunciation of the people in the world, it is not the same. More or less, it is not the same. Okay? For this case, do not, focus too much about the pronunciation. But if you can, you should have the pronunciation in the correct way. I mean, just like a very good accent of that, if you can. But if you find it difficult for you to pronounce like a native speaker, please take it easy. Go by your own way. Understand? But before going by your own way, you have to try to pronounce it to the best of your ability. I hope you can do it. Now, let's go. Okay? She would go on. She wouldn't go on. Would she go on? Would she go on? The question, the negative, you did not see the word did anymore. Alright? Because all the verbs on the board, like was or were, could, would, or should, they are all the exceptional verb of past simple tense. Okay? You form the past simple tense by using did. Okay? In the normal way. But that one is not in the normal way. Exceptional way. Exceptional forms. This is the reason why I just want you to be clear. You have learned the normal forms of the past simple tense, positive, negative question. And also, you have just learned about exceptional form then. Okay? So, after learning both normal form and exceptional form, you don't worry about making any mistake anymore. You don't worry about making mistake anymore. But don't worry about making mistake anyway. You can learn from your mistake. Today, you are wrong. But tomorrow, I don't think you are wrong anymore. Okay? Because you can learn from your mistake. You can develop yourself. You can make yourself progress. Okay? Going better and better. Because you are all smart. All of you are smart. I know. If you know the way of learning. Probably you would know English much better than I do in the future. Okay? Thank you. Now, let's go to the next one. He should ask. And then you go to the negative. He should not ask. He shouldn't ask. Right? When you go to the question, should he ask? Should he ask? So, should is one of the exceptional verbs of the participle. Of the simple past. Right? So, let's go to the last example. She was disappointed. And then go to the negative. She was not disappointed. Disappointed. She wasn't. She was not disappointed. And then go to the question. Was she disappointed? Was she disappointed? So these are all the exceptional forms of the past simple tense. I hope all of you are clear about making the form of the past simple tense. Okay? Both normal forms and exceptional form. According to my opinion, I think you no longer confuse how to make the form of the past simple tense. After learning the exceptional form with me and also after learning the normal form with me. Okay? So now, that's all from the lesson today. But before ending, I would like to say thank you for all of the people, all of you who helped subscribe my YouTube channel and also Facebook page in order to get more videos. And it's my pleasure, it's my great pleasure to answer, to accept all your comments. Okay? Because I am an open-minded teacher. In case you don't understand any point of that, please go back to the previous video and this video to compare. After that, you will know exactly about the forms of the positive, the negative, and then the question. Thank you. See you for the next video. We are going to learn about the usage of the past simple tense. Bye for now. Hi, how you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, we are going to learn about the uses of the past simple tense. Okay? For the previous video, we have learned about the normal forms of the past simple tense and also the exceptional form of the past simple tense. But today, at this moment, we are going to learn about the uses of that. But we are going to learn only 2 usage of the past simple tense. Please go together. Now, let's look at the board. Past simple tense, usage number 1. We use past simple tense to talk about completed action in the past. Something happened in the past or started in the past and completely finished in the past. Once again, we use past simple tense for usage number 1 to talk about completed action in the past. Action, thing started in the past and completed in the past. It doesn't go to the present time. Alright? Started in the past, happened in the past, and finished completely in the past. So in this case, we use the past simple tense. Are you ready? Now let's go. For example, I saw my former teacher yesterday. Saw is verb 2 or past simple verb from infinitive to see. Alright? So in this case, we use past simple tense, so we don't use see. We use the second verb or verb 2. So we have, I saw my former teacher yesterday. The action, I saw my former teacher, is not now. Yesterday. And yesterday completely finished. Today is not yesterday. Yesterday is completely over. So action, I saw my former teacher, is in the past. And the past completely. Okay? And it happened completely in the past. The action happened in the past and completely finished in the past. Now it's not in the past. Now it's in the present. So we use past simple to talk about completed action in the past. Alright? So we use past simple in this use. I saw my former teacher yesterday. See the word yesterday. Yesterday is in the past. It's not in the present. So action started in the past and finished completely in the past. We use past simple. Okay? Let's go to the second example. I did not see Peter at the party last night. Go to the example again. I did not see or I didn't see Peter at the party last night. Didn't see or did not see is the negative sentence. So why do you choose did as the helping verb in this case? Tell me the reason why. Because 99% of the normal rules, of the normal forms of the past simple tense, we use did not to make other to use as the negative, and we use did, okay, to put in the front, okay, to make the question sentence. So we have, I did not see Peter at the party last night. So the action, the event, or something that happened in the past, last night, I went to the party and I did not see Peter. Action happened last night, not now. not tomorrow. Last night. Okay? So we have, I did not see Peter at the party last night. Past simple tense is used in this case. Past simple tense is used in this case. Completed action in the past. It is not going on to the present time. Completely finished in the past. Alright? So, past simple tense is used. Right? Let's go to the third example. Did you travel to Paris a month ago? Did you travel to Paris a month ago? So this is the question sentence. When you use verb travel, travel is a simple verb. Okay? So travel is not the verb in the exceptional, verb. This is out of the exceptional verb. The exceptional verb we have was or were, could, would, or should. This is exceptional form of the past simple. Beside that, it go to the normal forms. We use did to make the sentence negative and question. So as the result, what sentence is that? Is it affirmative, negative, or question? It's the question. So you cannot use traveled you to Paris a month ago. You cannot use that. You cannot do that. Okay? So we are going to use did as the helping verb to help the affirmative sentence to the question. And you know the normal form of that. We use did plus subject plus infinitive of the verb. Base form of the verb. So did here, and then you as a subject. Travel is not in the past simple. It is the base form of the verb or infinitive. So did you travel to Paris a month ago? And you are going to notice about last night, yesterday, a month ago, and so on. Try to be clever, right? Try to be smart, right? So, let's go to the fourth one. He painted his bedroom pink last week. He painted his bedroom pink last week. The action, he painted his bedroom, is not yesterday. It's not the day before yesterday. It's not now. It's not tomorrow. It happened in last week. Action started in the past and completed in the past. So, past simple tense is used in this case. Try to remember. Use number one. We use past simple tense to talk about completed action in the past. It means action started in the past and completed in the past. It is not going on to the present time. Alright? Easy to remember, I know. So, he painted his bedroom pink last week. So, last week is the past, is the past time. The period of time is the past time. So, it shows about the action happened last week and finished last week. But it's not last week anymore. Okay? So, it talk about last week. Started last week and finished last week. Alright? So, let's go to the next example. They walked on the beach a few minutes ago. They walked on the beach a few minutes ago. So action he walked is not now. Action he walked is in the past. If you want to express one sentence used as the simple past or past simple, even that action happened 1 minute, you also can make it as the past simple by using the word ago. Listen to me once again. It doesn't mean that action started 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 4 days ago, 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. No. Even only 1 minute, you can express the sentence used as the past simple by using the word ago. So you say, they walked on the beach a minute ago. You can use that case as the past simple then by using the word ago. Not 1 hour, not 1 day, not 2 days, not 4 days, not 5 days, not 1 week, not 1 month. Okay? Even 1 minute, you can express this sentence by using past simple. Okay? So, they walked on the beach a few minutes ago. Action happened in the past. 3 minutes ago is in the past and completely finished in the past. Right? So now, we finished usage number 1. If you still not understand or if you miss any points of my explanation, or maybe you think what I explained to you and what you have learned before is different, okay? Please write the comment and ask me exactly what you mean. And then I will go to the comment and then I will tell you as soon as I can. But don't forget, go to see the former video, the previous video once again. Okay? Now, don't waste the time. We go to the second use. Use number 2 or usage number 2. We use the past simple tense to talk about the past duration. Use number 1 we have learned. We learned use number 1 or 2 minutes ago to talk about action happened in the past and completed in the past. That is use number 1. And usage number 2, past simple, is used to talk about the past duration. Duration, I mean the period of time. The period of time. So, let's go to the example to be clear, alright? Now, let's go to the first example. My teacher taught past simple for 30 minutes. My teacher taught past simple for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes is the past duration, not now. The past duration, I mean the period of time in the past, the total period of time in the past, even 5 minutes, okay, even 10 minutes, even half an hour, even 15 minutes. This is all the periods of time or duration. So past simple is also used to talk about the past duration. So where is the past duration? For 30 minutes. It's not 30 minutes in the future. It's 30 minutes in the past. Okay? So we have my teacher taught past simple for 30 minutes. So for 30 minutes, this is called past duration. Duration means total period of time. Alright? Let's go to the second example. She studied English when she was at school. She studied English when she was at school. So which one is the duration? Which one? Which sentence? When she was at school is the duration. Is the total period of time. When she was at school show about past duration. Okay? So we use past simple in this sentence. We have she studied English when she was at school. When she was at school, right? Let's go to the third one of the second use example. I spoke to her on the phone for half an hour. I don't say I speak to her. I say I spoke to her. Spoke is the second verb, is the past simple verb of infinitive to speak. I spoke to her on the phone for half an hour. So for half an hour, it shows about the past duration. So as the usage number 2 says, past simple can be used to talk about the past duration. So when you have seen the past duration in the sentence, you can use as the past simple tense. Alright? Let's go to the example again. I spoke to her on the phone for half an hour. So for half an hour, it shows about past duration or the total period of time in the past. Total period of time in the past or past duration. Alright? So we don't use speak here, you use spoke as the past simple tense. Okay? Let's go to the next one. I had a handsome girlfriend for 10 years. I had a handsome girlfriend for 10 years. The action I had my girlfriend is not now. Now, she is no longer my girlfriend. She is not my girlfriend anymore. Maybe she is yours. Maybe she is his. Understand? So, I had a handsome girlfriend for 10 years. This is the total period of time that I had her as my girlfriend. Okay? But now, she is no longer my girlfriend. She is not my girlfriend anymore. She belongs to someone else. Understand? So, for 10 years is the total period of times in the past. Or one more thing you say, past duration. Past duration. Okay, let's go to the last one. She did not visit her parents for 2 years. She did not visit her parents for 2 years. Okay? The action that she did not visit her parents is not only 1 year ago. Okay? 2 years ago. You understand? 2 years ago. But we don't use the word ago here. When we use the word ago here, we go back to the use number 1. It talk about something, okay, happened in the past and completed in the past. But our second usage is not talking about something completely in the past. Understand? We just talk about the past duration. That's why we go to this use. Okay? In case that you don't want to say for 2 years, you say, she did not visit her parents 2 years ago. Example, when I use ago here, it's also used as the past simple. Okay? But it doesn't refer to the second usage, it refers to the first usage. Understand? But in case you don't use ago, you use for 2 years here, we use as the past duration, the second usage of the past simple tense. Okay? So, that's all from me today. And as I have told you, please try again and again by yourself in case you have time. Don't use your time for nothing. Okay? Try to study it to the best of your ability. I am the one who can find a way to explain it to you, but you are all the one who help yourself. Okay? So please, before you need help, before somebody help you, you have to help yourself first. I am very happy. Okay? I am absolutely contented. Maybe in a very short future, you all can speak English fluently. You all can make the fortunes by using your English. Please use your English in the right way. So, before ending the video today, I would like to say thank you again and again for supporting my Facebook page and YouTube channel. And I'm very happy to make the very interesting video for you because I love education. And I also strongly hope that you all watching my videos also like education. Okay, bye for now. See you in the next video. Hi, how you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, we are going to continue about the uses of the past simple tense. And I know you still remember for the previous video, we learned about the 2 uses of the past simple tense. But today, you are all going to study the 2 more uses of the past simple tense. Are you ready? Let's get started. We use past simple to talk about habits or action happened several times in the past. Once again, we use past simple to talk about habits or things or action happened several times in the past. Now, let's go to the example together. Example, I played second high when I was a child. I played second high when I was a child. This action happened as a habit, okay, when I was a child. When I was a child shows about the past action, okay? It happened in the past and finish in the past. Okay? We talk about habit in the past or action happened several times in the past. So, in case that one of the action happened as the habit of one person in the past, or one person used to do that kind of action several times in the past, that no longer now, you are going to use past simple tense. Okay? Let's go to the example once again. I played second high when I was a child. The action I play second high is not now, but only in the past. This action happened several times. It's also like a habit. Okay? So, in case that we use this kind of action, we express the past simple tense. Understand? Now, let's go to the second one. My father often read me tales before I went to bed. Look at the example once again to be clear, right? My father often read me tales before I went to bed. So the action, my father read me tales, is not only one time. It happened as the habit, or it happened several times in the past. Not just only one time in the past. Happened several times, or it happened like a habit in the past. Before I went to bed, my father often read me tales. Or my father often read me tales before I went to bed. Okay? So action happened in the past and finished in the past as the habit, or it happened several times in the past. So in this case, we use the past simple. Alright? Let's go to the third example. She worked at a small restaurant when she was 16. Once again, she worked at a small restaurant when she was 16. When she was 16, she worked at a small restaurant. Things, action happened in the past. Okay? She worked in a small restaurant when she was 16. When she was 16 shows about the past time action. Show about the past time. It happened in the past. Okay? Action, she worked in a small restaurant, is not only one time. You understand? It shows about the habit or action happened several times in the past. But in this exercise, we are going to use the past simple to talk about habits. Okay? So we say, she worked at a small restaurant when she was 16. Right? Let's go to the next example. I swam a lot while I was on holiday last week. I swam a lot while I was on holiday last week. Look at the action, I swam. Did I swim just only one time in the past? No. Just think about the action. Just think about the uses. Uses number 3, we talk about action, okay, that happened several times in the past, or you talk about past habit. There is no longer happen now. No longer happen in the present. Past habit or action happened several times in the past. Just think about it. Several times in the past. In case that action happened only one time, we don't use past simple to talk about this usage. Number 3. Okay? I will tell you more about how about action that just happened only one time in the past. If only one time in the past, they use another verb tense. But in general, we are going to use past simple to talk about the past habit or things or action happened several times in the past. So just think about it. Okay? For example, I swam a lot while I was on holiday last week. The action I swam during my holiday. But my holiday is not now. My holiday was last week, right? So action I swim, just not only one time. Several times in the past. Understand? Let's go to the 5th example. I did my homework on time when I was a student. When I was a student, I did my homework on time. Action, or this is the habit. Okay? I often did my homework on time when I was a student. So action, I did my homework on time, not just only one time. Happened like a habit or happened several times. So do not focus on the other side of our uses right now. We just focus on past habit or habits happened in the past or things or action happened several times in the past. Besides that, do not think about that. Just focus mainly, on something we talk about the habit or something happened several times in the past. Okay? Let's go to the next one. She walked 5 kilometers to school every day when she was 10. Do not confuse about present simple tense. Okay? When you use the word every day, doesn't tell us about only present simple tense. Every day is also used to talk about things, action, habit happen every day but not in the present, every day in the past. Okay? It doesn't exist now. Okay? Every day, it doesn't mean that happen in the present time. No. It also used in the past simple to talk about action that happened every day, but every day in the past, not every day in the present. There is no longer happen in the present time. So do not just see every day and then you use the word present simple. No. Just think about the situation. I say, she walked 5 kilometers to school every day when she was 12. Just see the key word. When she was 12 is in the past. So action happened as a habit in the past. Action happened several times in the past. So we choose past simple to use in this expression. We say, she walked 5 kilometers to school every day when she was 10. Okay? We cannot use she walks, present simple. She walks 5 kilometers to school every day when she was 12, when she was 10. Because when she was 10, it talks about the past habit. Now she is not 10 anymore. She is 16. She's 17. She's 20. She's 21. All right? So action happened several times in the past, or action happened like a habit in the past, we use past simple. Do you understand? Right? Let's go to the next one. She often went fishing when she lived in Cambodia. Just imagine. When she lived in Cambodia, we use the past simple. But now, she no longer lives in Cambodia. She doesn't live in Cambodia anymore. She lives in America. She lives in Australia. She lives in Canada. She lives in Japan. Okay? She lives in France. So, action, she lived in Cambodia, is in the past. They no longer live in Cambodia in the present time. Only live in Cambodia in the past. So action happened in the past as the habit, or action happened several times in the past. We use past simple tense. So let's go to the example once again. Okay, she often went fishing when she lived in Cambodia. Action, she went fishing, it doesn't mean only one time. Several times in the past, or like a habit. But is it like a habit in the present? No, it's a habit in the past. There is no longer happen now. Finished already in the past. Right? Let's go to the last one. Mr. Kane sold ice cream before he became a teacher. The action I became a teacher is not now. The action I became a teacher is in 1987. Listen to me once again. The action Mr. Kane became a teacher of English was in 1987, is in the past. And in the past, Mr. Kane sold ice cream. This action did not happen only one time in the past. It happened several times. Or it happened like a habit. Several times, action happened several times in the past. We choose past simple tense. It doesn't mean that Mr. Kane sold ice cream only one time in the past. No. Before Mr. Kane became a teacher of English, he sold ice cream. We talk about action happened several times or happened like a habit in the past. So, even action happened like a habit in the past, or even actions happened several times in the past, we still use as the past simple tense. Are you clear? Okay, now, I hope you are all clear, right? Let's go to the next use. Use number 4. Okay? Let's see it together. Usage number 4. We use past simple to talk about several completed action. Action completed in the past in chronologically. Happen chronologically. It means action happen, like first, and then second, and then next, and then next, and then next, right? So it happened chronologically, right? Chronologically. Happened in the past, no longer happen in the present, but it happened as chronologically, right? Let's go to the example. You will understand about the several completed action or happen chronologically, right? Let's go to the example. Yesterday, I finished work at 5 p.m. And then, after I finished work at 5 p.m., I went to the cafe. Okay? So what happened next? I spent almost 2 hours watching the world go by. So action happened chronologically. Several completed action in the past. What I mean now is not in the present, it's in the past, yesterday. So action, once again, action happened chronologically. I mean, several actions completed in the past. Okay? Several completed action in the past, we use past simple tense. Even we have got 5 sentences, 6 sentences, 7 sentences, or 10 sentences, we still use past simple. Okay? Past simple is used to talk about several completed action or action happen chronologically. Okay? So let's go to the example once again. Yesterday I finished work at 5. And after that I went to the cafe. And when I went to the cafe, I spent almost 2 hours watching the world go by. So, several completed action in the past is used in the past simple tense. Alright? Chronologically, right? Let's go to the next example. Last month. We talk about last month, see? Last month is the past time expression. Last month, a girl from Korea joined our class. She came in, introduced herself, and began to talk about her country. She showed us where she was from on the map and blah blah blah. Action happen chronologically. For example, once again, last month, action happened in the past, right? Last month, a girl from Korea joined our class. And then she came in. After she came in, she introduced herself. After she introduced herself, she began to talk. Talk about what? Talk about her country. And after to talk about her country, she showed us where she was from on the map and blah blah blah. So completed action happened in the past. Which one show us about in the past? Last month. So last month, a girl from Korea, action number 1, joined our class. Came in, introduced, began to talk, and she showed us where she was from on the map and blah blah blah. So action happened chronologically or several completed actions in the past. Not only one action. Several completed actions in the past or actions happen chronologically. Understand? Let's go to the last example. First, boiled the water, then added the ingredients. So it also talk about action happen chronologically. For example, what happened first? What did she do first? First, you have to you boiled the water, and then added the ingredient. It doesn't mean that you put ingredient first and then you add water. Okay, and then you boil water. You boil water first and then added ingredient. So it happened chronologically or completed action in the past. Several completed action in the past, not only one action completed in the past. Okay? So, that is the end for the day. Let's go back to the lesson again. Today, we use two usage of the past simple tense. Usage number 3 and usage number 4. Alright? In usage number 3, we talk about habit or something, okay, happened several times in the past. Once again, we talk about habit in the past or something or action happened several times in the past, not just only one time. Understand? And usage number 4, we talk about something or several completed action or actions happen chronologically. Chronologically. Okay? So, the third usage of the past simple tense is about the habit or action happened several times in the past. And the fourth usage, we talk about several completed action or things happened chronologically. Okay? I hope you all understand after the lesson. But before ending, I would like to say thank you for supporting, subscribing, and sharing my YouTube channel and also Facebook page. And I also would like to say sorry for an inconvenience that I did not make the video for a few days because I have not been feeling well recently. So that's all from me today. Bye. See you in the video. Thank you. Hi, how you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, we are going to study 2 more uses of the past simple tense. Have you remembered? We have been learning 4 uses so far. From the beginning of past simple tense until now, we are going to study 2 more uses. Okay? So don't waste the time. Concentrate on what we are learning today. Understand? Now, let's go together. Usage number 5. We use past simple tense to talk about action happened in the middle of past continuous. Once again, we use past simple to talk about past action happened in the middle of past continuous. Even though we still not study past continuous, but I would like to tell you a bit about the past continuous or past progressive. Past progressive action is going on or was going on like that. Okay? And past continuous was going on, and the simple past happened in the middle of the past continuous. So action happened in the middle of the past continuous, we use past simple tense. Or one more time, one more way, we call it an interruption. Past simple tense interrupt past continuous. This is the other way of calling. Alright? Now, in order to be clear, let's go to the example together. Right? Now, let's go to the example. While I was studying, I fell asleep. You have to remember, both of the sentences finished in the past. Both of the sentences, even past continuous or past simple, both of the sentences finished in the past. Okay? It doesn't go to the present time. It doesn't continue to the present time. Both of the sentences, even the past simple, even the past continuous, it finished in the past. But past simple tense happened in the middle of the past continuous. The action of past continuous was going on like that, and then past simple happened in the middle or interrupt the past continuous. Okay? Now let's go to the example once again. While I was studying, the action I was studying is past continuous. And then while I was studying, I fell asleep. So the action I fell asleep, it happened in the middle of past continuous I was studying. Okay? To be honest with you, I don't want to compare the past continuous because we still not learn about that. Understand? But we use about the past simple. So there is no choice. But don't worry, when we are learning about the past continuous or past progressive, I will tell you more. Alright? But now we are going to focus about when do we use simple past. So once again, we use simple past to talk about the past action happened in the middle of the past continuous. Alright? So let's go to the example once again. While I was studying, I fell asleep. So action I fell asleep, it happened in the middle of I was studying. Alright? Let's go to the second example. I broke from infinitive to break. Right? I broke my leg when I was playing volleyball. The action I was playing volleyball is in the past, and the action I broke my leg is also in the past. As I have already told you, both past simple or past continuous finished already in the past, happened and finished in the past. But past simple happened in the middle of past continuous, like an interruption. Alright? So, I broke my leg when I was playing volleyball. The action I was playing volleyball, and then I broke my leg in the middle of playing volleyball. Okay? So, we have I broke my leg when I was playing volleyball. Broke my leg is the second action that happened in the middle of I was playing volleyball. Understand? Let's go to the third example. As I was driving to work, I saw my ex-wife. As I was driving to work, okay, I saw my ex-wife. The action, I saw my ex-wife, it happened in the middle of I was driving. For example, as I was driving to work, okay, and then one more action happened in the past, we use past simple. I saw my ex-girlfriend. So action of past simple happen or interrupt the action of past continuous. Okay? So let's go to the example once again. As I was driving to work, I saw my ex-wife. So I saw my ex-wife happen in the middle of the action I was driving to work. Okay? So let's go to the next example. We were watching TV when the power went off. The power went off in the middle of the action I was watching TV. Okay? For example, I was sitting down and watching TV. Okay? And after that, the power went off. So the action, the power went off, it happened in the middle of I was watching TV. Alright? When I was watching TV, 1 minute the power went off. So the power went off is one of the interrupt activity, of interrupt action, or happen in the middle of past continuous. Are you clear now? Let's go to the next one. When the guests arrived, Devi was cooking lunch. So the action Devi was cooking lunch was going on like that. Okay? And then the action of the past happened. The guest arrived. So the guest arrived in the middle of the action she was cooking. Once again, both of the action, the guest arrived, finished already in the past. Happened in the past, finished already in the past, alright? When she was cooking, happened already in the past, finished already in the past. But if we compare the two actions together, past simple happened in the middle of the past continuous, or interrupt the past continuous. Alright? But both of them happened already in the past and finished already in the past. Understand? Let's go to the next one. They were playing cards when someone knocked the door. The action of them playing card was going on. And after that, someone knocked at the door. So the action someone knocked at the door, it happened in the middle of the other action was playing card. So someone or people were playing card, and then one more past simple, one more action happened in the middle of. We use past simple. Someone knocked the door. Understand? Let's go to the next one. When the robbers broke the door, she was having a bath. She was having a bath. She was taking a bath. Okay? And when she was taking a bath, the robber broke the door, broke into the house. So the action, the robbers broke the door, it happened in the middle of the other action that she was having a shower, she was having a bath. So the action she was having a bath, it was happening, and then one more past action happened, we use past simple. That's why we have the robbers broke the door when she was having a bath. Understand? Now, let's go to the last one. The phone rang when I was teaching. The phone rang when I was teaching. For example, the action I was teaching is like that. Okay? And after that, the phone rang. When the phone rang, I still not finished my teaching yet. Listen to me once again. I was teaching, and then the phone rang. So action of the phone rang, it happened in the middle of my action I was teaching. When the phone started to ring or rang, my action of teaching still not finished yet. I was teaching, and then past action or simple past action happened in the middle. Interrupt the past continuous. Alright? So, once again, we use past simple to talk about action. The past action happened in the middle of the past continuous. So, past continuous or past simple, both of the action, they happened in the past and finished already in the past. Okay? But past continuous, it was happening, and then one of the past simple happen in the middle or interrupt activity. Do you understand? I hope you will understand about that. So now, let's go to the last use of the past simple. Use number 6. Let's go to the usage of number 6. We use past simple in the second conditional. We use past simple in the second conditional. But I also would like to say sorry, because you still not learn about the past. You still not learn about the second conditional, right? But don't worry, I will explain you a little bit, okay, about the second conditional use. You have to be careful, all right? We use second conditional to talk about actions or situations in the present or in the future which are not likely to happen or are imaginary. Okay? Hypothetical or impossible. Listen to me one more time, all right? We use second conditional to talk about situations or actions in the present or in the future that are not likely to happen or are imaginary, just imagine, imaginary or hypothetical or impossible. Right? Now, let's go to the example to be clear, right? If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. If I won my lottery or the lottery, I would buy a big house. So the action we use in if clause is in the past simple. You cannot say, if I win. No, you say, if I won. All right? If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. This is called second conditional. Let's go back to the definition again. So why do we use second conditional? To talk about action or situation in the present or in the past, in the future. Okay? That are not likely to happen, or are imaginary. Okay? Or hypothetical. Okay? Hypothetical or impossible. Are not likely to happen. So, if I say if I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. This is just imaginary. It is not possible that you won the lottery. But 99% you lost it. The meaning is like that. But only 1%, if you are one of the luckiest men, okay, you won the lottery. But 99% you did not win the lottery. That's why we use the second conditional to talk about situation or action in the present or in the future that are not likely to happen or are imaginary or hypothetical or impossible. Right? So let's go to the second one. I would say sorry if I made a mistake. I would say sorry if I made a mistake. But I did not make a mistake. I did not make a mistake. Action or situation are in imaginary or hypothetical or impossible. So we say, I would say sorry if I made a mistake. But the reality is that I don't make a mistake. I did not make a mistake. Okay? So try to remember, past simple is also used in second conditional. And as I have already told you, we still not go further about the uses of second conditional yet. Even about the form, even about the uses. But I just tell you a bit, okay, to make it easier for you to understand about the past simple we are using in the second conditional. All right? But we are going to study in detail about the second conditional later. Not so long. Thank you. Let's go to the next example. She would break up with him if she were me. As a matter of fact, she would not me and I would not her. She could not become me and I could not become her. The fact is that when you use the second conditional, as I have explained it to you, we used to talk about situation or action unlikely to happen, or we talk about imaginary or impossible or hypothetical. You understand? It's not exactly happen, unlikely to happen. So I say she would break up if she would break up with him if she were me, but not she cannot become me and I cannot become her. You understand? Me is me, her is her. Understand? So don't be don't confuse about the action, okay? Situation or action that are not likely to happen, or imaginary, or we talk about impossible or hypothetical, okay? We use the second conditional. Okay? So once again, past simple can be used in the part of second conditional. Okay? Let's go to the next one. What would you do if you quit your job? What would you do if you quit your job? Okay? Another one. If I were a millionaire, I would buy a helicopter. If I were a millionaire, I would buy a helicopter. It's impossible. 99% is impossible, but maybe only 1% in the future. If I were one of the luckiest men in the world, I become a millionaire. But do not expect so. Okay? Everybody, we still have hope. But our hope should be in limit. We do not strongly hope that we become a millionaire in the future. But our ambition, okay? We want to be a millionaire, our ambition, but do not be, do not have a strong ambition like that. Okay? So now let's go to the next one. Once again, if I were a millionaire, I would buy a helicopter. Would you please take note about were, right? So as normal, we use I with am, okay? We, you, they with are, he, she, it with is in the present. And in the past simple, if you say I, we, you, I, he, she, it, we use was. Alright? If you use he, we, you, they, you use were. But in case you use inside the second conditional, The if clause, we don't use was. We use were. Okay? So just take note about this point. Okay? As I told you, do not go further about the uses of the second conditional. But I just want to let you know about the past simple that can be used in the past simple. Okay? In the part of the second conditional. Right? Let's go to the next one. She would pass her exam if she tried harder. But when I talk to someone that she would pass her exam if she tried harder, everyone knows that she failed the exam. Talk about imaginary, talk about impossible. Impossible. She cannot pass the exam. Okay? So the thing we use in past, the thing we use in second conditional, we talk about action or situation that are impossible. As I have already told you, 99% is impossible. Only 1% it can be. Right? Let's go to the next one. If you were poor, you would realize it. But in fact, you are not poor. I say, if you were me, you would feel the same way what I feel. But unfortunately, you are not me. I am not you. Understand? So it's impossible. So we say, if you were poor, you would realize it. The last example, he wouldn't do that if he respected them. He wouldn't do that if he respected them. So, if he respected them, we use in the past simple. So, that's all from me for today's video. The two more uses, okay, for today's, we know. Sometimes we still not study about the past continuous. And also, you all still not study about the second conditional. But the way I mentioned, today, in the lesson, we are going to let you know about the past simple that can be used in, second conditional and also with the past continuous. So don't worry about comparing of the past continuous after we finish learning about the past continuous, right? After we finish about past continuous, we will learn more and we will compare about the past continuous. Understand what I mean, right? So I would like to say sorry for some part of the uses of the past simple we are learning today. We still not learn the other part of that. For example, we use past simple to talk about past action happen in the middle of the past continuous. We still not learn about the past continuous. Is it right? Of course, we still not learn. Okay? But just show you a little bit about the past continuous, right? And also the second conditional. We still not learn about the second conditional. But anyway, you have to know part of the second conditional, we have past simple. Understand? So that's all for me today. I would like to say thank you very much for spending your most valuable time with me this morning. And I would like to say once again, thank you for all of you who are strongly supporting my Facebook page and also YouTube channel, and as well as my grandson Seha. Okay now, bye. Hi, how you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, to meet the need of some of the students, I would like to share my own experience related to doing exercise effectively. in order to make you feel more and more confident in doing it. And we also go through practice exercises together. And I do hope that after the lesson we have learned today, all of you will enjoy doing exercise, like normally. Are you ready? Please go to the tips. Actually, tips to help do exercise perfectly. To be honest with you, I do not say we have only 5 tips in order to make you feel more confident in doing exercise effectively. There will be more. But for me, for myself, according to my own experience, I don't say it's in general. I say it's my own experience. I give you only 5 tips to help you do or to help you feel more confident in doing exercise. Once again, do not say we have only 5 tips to make people feel more confident in doing exercise. We have got more. But for myself, I just give you only 5 tips of that. Don't waste the time. Let's go to each one. Okay? Tip number 1, clear instruction. Correct. Every time before doing exercise, some of the students, they are careless about this point. They do not see the instruction clearly, 100% clear. They just go through it once, and after that, they keep doing exercise. This is the big mistake. Please, try to be clear. 100% of the instruction, they want you to do it. That is the first step number 1. All right? So step number 2 or tip number 2, you have to see the signal words. Try to look for the signal words as well as you can, as many as you can. Okay? So signal words or keywords, sometimes you cannot find the signal words. You cannot find keywords, but you can understand the meaning. All right? So second tip, try to find or looking for signal words in the exercise or keywords in the exercise. In case you cannot see signal words or keyword, try to see the meaning. Understand? Right. Go to the third one. Spelling rules. The uses and also about the forms. How to forms, how to use the spelling rule, okay? How to use when and why do we use that kind of tense. So, tip number 3, you are going to remember the spelling rule. Okay? The rule of using verb ing, the rule of adding ed, okay? So these are all kinds of rules in the sentence you have learned. Okay? Another one, the forms. Also very important. Forms are also very important. And especially the uses. When and why do we use that kind of tense? Okay? Fourth, make final decision. After you have got clear instruction, after you have seen signal words or keyword of the meaning, or after remembering, okay, or after remembering the the spelling rules, the forms, and also the uses, that is your turn to make your own decision. Okay? To make your own decision. And the last one, try to do something that is easy for you first. Do the easy one first. For example, in exercise number 1, you are not clear. You are not so sure about what you are going to choose. But do not stick on that. Try to move away from that exercise number 1. Go to the next exercise. But in case that the next exercise you are still not sure about that, keep moving to the next one. Try to do the easy one first in order to save the time. Do not stick on the exercise that you are not clear. Try to do the easy one first, and after that, go to the next one. So the 5 ones I give it to you today, that is very simple one. It can help, okay? It can help if you follow the 5 tips I give it to you. Okay? So once again, tip in order to make you feel more confident in doing exercise effectively. Tip number 1, clear instruction. Tip number 2, try to look for signal words or keywords or the meaning in each exercise you are going to do. The 3rd tip, spelling rules you have already learned. The spelling rule of past simple, the spelling rule of verb plus ing, the spelling rule of y at the end, the spelling rule of CVC. You understand? So try to remember the spelling rules. Another one, try to remember the forms. And then lastly, try to remember or to understand about the use of that. When and why do you make that tense? When and why do you choose that tense? 4th, after you have already known about the clear instruction, you have found the signal word or keyword or meaning, you have understood or you remember the spelling rule, the form and the uses of that kind of tense you are going to do, try to make your final decision. Okay? Final decision. After you have learned all the 3 tips. 1, clear instruction. 2, signal word, keyword or the meaning. 3, spelling rule, forms and also the uses. And don't forget the last one. Try to do the easy one first. Do not keep doing the exercise that you are not clear. Understand? Do not stick on the exercise that you are not sure. You just sit down and think and think and think and think. That's why you are going to lose your time. Do not do that. Try to go to the next one or to move to the next one. Okay? In case you move to the next one and you still not understand about to do that kind of exercise, leave it. Move to the next one. Understand? So do the easy one first. And after that, go to the next one. That's all from me for the tips of doing exercise effectively. Once again, that is not everybody's tip. It's my own tip, my own experience. Understand? Now, in order to be clear, just go through the practice exercises together. Okay? Let's go and see on my left hand. Present perfect versus past simple tense. This is what we are going to practice the 5 tips. This is what we are going to practice the 5 tips I have explained. Look at tips number 1. Look at tips number 1. Clear instruction. This is the first tip you have to know. So now let's go to the exercise. Which one is the first tip you have to practice? Present perfect versus past simple tense. This is the instruction. Do not think about present simple. Do not think about present continuous. Alright? Do not think about present perfect continuous. Just think about two tenses. Because the clear instruction they want you to do is present perfect versus past simple tense. So focus on two tenses. And the two tenses you have already learned from me. Okay? Now, clear instruction you have is present perfect versus past simple tense. First tip is over. Now, let's go to the second tip. Try to look for the signal words or the keywords or the meaning in the exercise. Now, let's go to the practice exercise number 1. For example, my friend, and then verb visit here, anchor what? Last year. So tip number 2, as you have seen on the board, look for signal words or the keywords or the meaning. So now first, look for the keyword or the signal word. So have you found the signal word in exercise number 1? Look at that. My friend visit Angkor Wat last year. So I believe that you choose last year as the signal word. Last year is the point of time in the past, right? It's the point of time in the past. So that is the signal word. The right choice. So what are you going to use? Okay? Let's go to the spelling rule. You know how to use, example, the spelling rule. Example, you see the signal word and then you make your own decision. And then you go to the rule, spelling rule, the form, and also the uses. Number 4, make the final decision. So when you see the signal word last year, so what is your own decision? What is your final decision? Don't talk to me. Don't say anything. I guess. Oh, you choose the past simple. Is that true? Perfect. It's the past simple you are going to choose in this exercise. Alright? So, according to what you have learned, from the tips, the 5 tips, you have learned, and now you go to the practice exercise, you made the right decision. And your exercise is effectively 100% effectively, 100% correct. Understand? Now, let's do it together. How do you form the past simple of verb to visit? So you have already known about see, we see. Understand? Normally, when you want to make into past simple, we have to what? We have to double one more consonant. But you have to remember stress. Is it the first stress or the second stress? So this one, we do not double the last consonant, right? So what do we have? My friend visited. Alright? My friend visited Angkor Wat last year. Okay? So let's go to exercise number 2. Do not move away from our 5 tips. Stick on the 5 tips we have learned. It is helpful. Okay? Now let's go to the exercise number 2. In bracket, I read 30 pages already. It's interesting. So try to think about, try to look for the keywords or the signal words or the meaning. Have you seen any keywords? Have you seen any signal words? Have you seen the meaning? Have you understood the meaning of the exercise? So now, let's go together. I read 30 pages already. Have you seen the word already? Already is one of the signal words that we are going to use in the present perfect. Okay? One more thing. You just imagine when you read the book, that book is not only 30 pages. Okay? That book you are reading not only 30 pages. We have more, maybe 100 or 200 pages. But I have already read only 30 pages. I mean, the 30 pages I have already read. So we use that one as the present perfect simple. Okay? So what are we going to do now? Present perfect form, the form of present perfect, this one, right? I have or has. I have, go to the past participle, the same spelling, okay? But different, like sound, okay? Different pronunciation. So we say, I have read 30 pages already. It's interesting. So the right choice in exercise number 2 is not the past simple. It's the present perfect simple. Okay? Let's go to the next one. My nephew, be in here, Paris 3 times. My nephew, be in here, to Paris 3 times. So in case that you use exercise number 3 with verb to be, you are going to think about past simple and the present perfect simple. In this example, in this sentence, it can be used both past simple or present perfect simple. But in case you want to use past simple, maybe we have some words in here. For example, my nephew went, past simple, my nephew was, we say had gone, example like that. My nephew have gone or went to Paris, example like 3 times, but now he passed away 2 years ago. That one is the key words that we are going to use here, right? But in this time, we are going to focus on the present perfect versus past simple tense. So we don't have any word to show. We don't have any, information, like for the rest of the sentence. We have only my nephew be here and then Paris 3 times. So 3 times is the total of time. 3 times shows about the total of time. And one more thing, if you have seen this sentence for a moment, you are going to know, that it's talking about experience. Is that true? It talks about experience in one's life or lifetime. So what are you going to choose that? Okay? I suggest you are going to choose present perfect simple. So what do we have now? My nephew was that has be go to the past participle has been. My nephew has been to Paris. Sorry, we have got one more word, to. Okay, my nephew has been to Paris 3 times. It shows about experience in one's life or lives during lifetime, right? Let's go to the 4th example. He worked as a waiter for 3 years when he was at school. Yes, can you see the keyword? That one is also the keyword for 3 years. This is the keyword. And when I was at school, this is not the keyword. This is the meaning. The meaning that we are going to use as the present perfect or as the past simple tense. Understand? So, what is your own decision? Do you choose past simple in this exercise or you choose present perfect? I give you 30 seconds to think. 30 seconds to think. I work in the bracket as a waiter for 3 years when I was at school. So, who choose present perfect? Raise your hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And who choose past simple? Raise your hand up. 1, 2, all. So, everyone, the way you choose and the way I choose sometimes is not different. Understand? But if you know clearly about the instruction, you know clearly about the uses, you know clearly about the rule of spelling, you know clearly about the form, you know clearly about the keywords or the signal word, you might not make mistake. Okay? In choosing the tense you are going to use. So, my own decision, I choose past simple. The reason is when I was at school, the action happened in the past and finished completely in the past. Once again, the action I was at school before, not now. Okay? The action I was at school is not now. It happened before. Finished already in the past. So action happened in the past, finished in the past completely. We are going to choose past simple. So now, let's do together. He what? He worked. Alright? He worked as a waiter for 3 years when he was at school, not now. 3 years when he was at school. Let's go to the next one. When you eat pizza for the first time. Okay? So now, let's think about, or let's look out, or sorry, let's look for the keyword or the signal word. Have you seen or have you looked for the signal word? Look at this one. First time. The first time finished already in the past. Okay? The first time, it means the beginning of the time. The beginning of the time, it means is not now, it's in the past. So what is your decision? Your decision and my decision may be not different. Okay? Now, let's go to the exercises together. When you eat pizza for the first time, that is not positive, that is not negative, it is question. So, try to go to tip number 2. Tip number 3, spelling rule, the forms, and also the uses. Now, related to the form. How do you form the past simple of question sentence? How do you form question sentence of the past simple tense? We form the past simple tense question by using auxiliary verb did And you also learned about exceptional making form of the past simple tense. We got verb be, okay? In case we use was or were, okay? And we have should, okay? Will, would, okay? Shall. So they are all the exceptional forms of the past simple tense. But in general, we make question of the past simple tense by using adverb, auxiliary verb did, okay, to use in order to make into negative order question. So now let's go to the form altogether. When you is a subject, okay, so when you make into the question sentence, so what do you use? We use did, all right? So when did subject, when did you eat pizza for the first time? When did you eat pizza for the first time? When did you eat pizza for the first time? Okay, now let's go to the next one. I, and then verb in the bracket, I sell ice cream every day when I was 12. Okay, now let's go to the following tips. But the first one, you don't need to look at it anymore. You don't need to focus to it anymore because you have already learned about, the instruction is present perfect versus past simple. So no longer, think about it anymore, right? So let's go to the second tip. Signal word, keyword on the meaning, a spelling rule, the form, and make the final decision. Do the easy one first, but now you don't talk about this anymore, right? So we say, I sell ice cream every day. Every day is a signal word. I was 12. This is not the signal word. This is the meaning. Okay? That this is the meaning to talk about the past simple. Finished in the past. Alright? So look at that one. I, and then sell ice cream every day. You have already told. I have already told you. Every day, it doesn't use only the present simple. Every day can be used in the past simple to talk about the past habit. Every day, but not every day in the present. Every day is in the past. Have you remembered that? I have already told you. Every day, they don't use only in the present simple tense. We use every day to talk about the past time, the past, okay, simple tense, okay? When you talk about the past habit, something happened again and again, again and again, again and again in the past. It doesn't continue to the present time. We also use every day. Understand? Right? So now, let's go to the exercise together. So do we choose present perfect or past simple? Great choice. You choose past simple. So what do you say now? I shall go to past simple. I sold ice cream every day, but not in the present, every day in the past. Which one shows us about the past? When I was 12. I am not 12 anymore. I am 48. I am almost 50. Understand? Right? Let's go to the last example. Let's go to the last exercise, all right? For example, I and then be to Singapore thrice. Okay? One time, it's equal once. Two times, it's equal twice. Three times, it equal thrice. So thrice here, it means 3 times. Alright? So what are we going to choose now? What are we going to choose now? So 3 times, it means try here. So example, if you choose, okay, if you don't use try here, you choose 3 times. So when you choose 3 times, is it related to experience of person's life or not? Yes, it's experience of person's life. So when you talk about the experience in someone's life or lifetime, what are you going to choose? Past simple or present perfect? Exactly. There is no reason you use past simple. You use present perfect. Because present perfect is used to talk about experience in someone's life or during the lifetime. Understand? So what do you have now? Let's go. Was it present perfect? I have been to Singapore thrice or 3 times. Okay, so that's all for the video today. I hope all you will follow the tips I gave it to you on the board. Okay, so go back to the tips again.